Hello everyone and welcome once again to yet another tutorial. Today I wanted to talk about Lime Survey. This is a piece of software that I came across not so long ago, and I wanted to show you how you can easily install it if you will need it. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so first of all, of course, we're gonna update everything. This is gonna be installed on Debian 12. As you can see, we're gonna install now LSB release, apt transport, HTTPS certificates, and so on. I'm gonna install everything with PHP 8.2, so the newest one, at least now. Okay, so here we go. The install is commencing. I'm installing also phpMyAdmin, so all the mods. Okay, so let's start PHP. Now we're gonna enable the service. It's gonna check the status of it. So I'm copying everything because it's a little bit faster. Now we're gonna go to etc/php fpm phpInit. Here in the configuration file, we're gonna change some things regarding our PHP fpm. If you're looking for additional tips how you can actually secure everything, depending on what kind of stuff you're gonna be using to host Lime Survey, I'm gonna be using nginx. If you're using Apache, then I have a ton of stuff on how you can secure your Apache web server. On my channel, so you can always check it out. Not gonna repeat that once again. I'm gonna try to actually show something different now, something new. Okay, so our PHP is set up. Now we're gonna install all the additions that are required, not only for PHP but mainly for a Lime survey to work. So if you're interested on what kind of things and what kind of additions are required, you can always go to the main Lime survey website. And here we're gonna download actually this release, the newest one that supports PHP from 7.4 till up to PHP 8.2, so until the newest one. You can always, of course, read about this community edition and what kind of things are actually required. You can check the manual. Here are the requirements. So here are OpenSSL extensions that need to be installed. But if you follow my tutorial, everything is gonna be working just fine. Okay, so the extensions are being installed. Now we're gonna proceed with installing one of the databases. You can use Postgres, MariaDB, MySQL, whichever you want. I'm gonna use MariaDB, the easiest. Now we're gonna do a MySQL secure installation. Root password. Here we're gonna choose yes. We're gonna set up our new password for MySQL. I'm gonna choose yes. Now it's time to log into the database. We're gonna create the main database for our Lime survey. As you can see, I'm creating a user that is gonna be identified by just a simple password. Okay, so now we can actually proceed with downloading Lime survey. So I'm gonna use wget just to pull down the install. I'm gonna make a directory. I'm gonna unzip. First I'm gonna install unzip, and then I'm gonna actually extract everything to the created directory. Now we're gonna proceed to the directory that we created. We can check what's inside. We got like another folder called Lime survey. So I'm just gonna navigate towards this folder, and now I'm gonna move everything from this folder to the previous one. And now if it goes to permissions, so first of all, these are the permissions that we're gonna set for our main folder. Now let's move to our main folder and let's set the permissions for particular folders that need to be secured. So basically we are changing the permission to the application config folder where your main configuration file is stored. TMP, of course, an upload folder. Okay, so now we're gonna install nginx. And from here we're gonna create in the sites available our main configuration file for Lime survey. And this is how it actually looks. At least in my case, I am using HTTPS. SSL is enabled. This is the main root folder. I'm gonna be using snippets, so I'm gonna be using a self-signed certificate. I'm gonna be using SSL parameters. I'm gonna be using some additional deny stuff to deny access to different parts of Lime survey. And of course I'm using fast CGI and PHP 8.2 socket. Okay, next thing we're gonna create a symlink. And let's just remove all of the default stuff located in nginx in the sites enabled and sites available. Okay, after all of this we need to create our self-signed certificate. Okay, of course if you have a certificate, a valid one for your domain name, there's not a problem here. Right, now we're gonna create a snippet that is gonna be corresponding to our configuration in nginx. Next, another snippet, deny stuff. Here I'm gonna put all the stuff that I want to be blocked from entry. Of course, if you want to look upon how you can actually secure your nginx or your web hosting, you can check my different videos on the channel. I have been up this alley for a long time, and I have actually shown quite a lot of different things that you can do and how you can secure and with what you can secure your web hosting servers. So check out whichever. I got like Joomla, WordPress, Drupal. You can just pick one. Okay, so now SSL parameters, of course. I'm gonna add the snippet for it as well. Now let's check our configuration file. I'm gonna restart nginx. And after all of this hustle and bustle, let's actually open the site. And there we go. So here is your Lime survey installer page. So as you can see, all of the checks are passed. We are using PHP 8.2. We have enabled more memory, and we are using MySQL database. So here, of course, you need to input all of the database stuff that you have used previously. So the user, now we can populate the database. Now we can create a login, so I suggest scratching admin and creating something else. And there we go. Security update available. Okay, so this is how it actually looks. We have now set up our Lime survey. It's up and running. And the next thing I wanted to show that you can actually use if you want, although many people say that it's basically outdated and you shouldn't be using it anymore. It's a well-known phpMyAdmin. So we're gonna just fast set up phpMyAdmin here. Yes, we need to have a password, of course, here. So let's choose this one. Okay, so now let's actually navigate to. We're gonna create a snippet, and the snippets that is gonna be called phpMyAdmin configuration. So we're just gonna add this snippet into our main configuration of Lime survey. So this is how the snippet looks like. So here is our location, root folder. I'm gonna scratch the alias. Okay, then we got the location. Of course, we are using PHP 8.2 here. Okay, so I'm not setting up any aliases here. If you want, you can set it up, but I'm gonna show you a different way that you can secure your whole phpMyAdmin without any hustle and bustle with this alias, because it's not that easy to set up, especially in nginx. It's very easy in Apache, but nginx is a little bit different. Okay, so now we're gonna go to sites enabled. I'm gonna open our main Lime survey configuration, and we're gonna include the snippet here. Now we're gonna restart nginx. Now let's check actually if everything works like it should. So we should go here and try to connect to phpMyAdmin. So as you can see, everything is here. You can do root, and there we go. We have logged in as root. So here's our LimeDB. Here's phpMyAdmin database. Okay, so phpMyAdmin is actually set up, but now we would like to secure it a little bit. So let's go to the main configuration file. So you're gonna go to etc phpMyAdmin config inst.php, and here at the end of the file before the end of server configuration, I'm gonna add a custom security configuration. So we're gonna have login cookie validity. You can change it, of course, if you would like. Cookie recall false, allow user to database false, of course. Show server info false, restrict path as yes. I'm gonna save all of this. I'm gonna say restart nginx. I'm gonna restart phpMyAdmin. Okay, so let's go back. Maybe I'm just gonna change it to English here. Okay. Fine, so another thing, we're gonna disable root, so nobody can actually log in as root. So let's open this configuration file. We're gonna go to phpMyAdmin pma secure php. And here's the code that you need to input here. So these are the settings. As you can see here, you got like a random string of 32 characters. This is actually my SQL password. It's just hashed with SSH. Actually SSHA. And here you have some additional stuff regarding the server. So authentication type is cookie, and of course allow root as false. You cannot log in as root anymore. So after restarting, let's check. And we have access denied, so it works. Okay, so I think the last thing that I wanted to show is securing your actually main site. So this one, when you actually try to connect to phpMyAdmin, before you connect to the folder and to the content of the folder, you're gonna have a pop-up box that requests your login information, like additional login information. So this is a different way of securing it without the alias. So first thing, we're gonna actually create an additional .htpass. I'm gonna create a new password. And this password is of course added for nginx user. So the username that you're gonna log in is gonna be of course nginx, and the password is gonna be this one. Okay, next thing, we're gonna cat. So we want to see this password that was created, because it's just a random password. So these are your credentials that you're gonna be logging in. Next, we're gonna open nginx configuration file, and we're gonna add two different things here. So authentication basic authentication basic user file. So basically it's using this file to authenticate, which is of course your username and password. And now all we need to do is just reload the service. I'm gonna just open it like that. Let's reload, and there we go. We have, before we can even reach this destination, we are prompted for a username and password. Otherwise, authorization is required and access is denied. And there we go. I just used a clear text password. So I just inputted my login password, and there we go. Now we can actually log in here. So that's like 3 basic things that you can do for securing your phpMyAdmin if you're still using it. Right, so if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it well, interesting or helpful for yourself, spread the knowledge. Like I always say, share the knowledge, because without it we are nothing. So I hope it will help somebody. I will see you soon in the next video. Like, subscribe, and all of this good stuff. See you soon.